Hey everyone, this is Edd Bazaar from Swish Society, and we have a very special guest today, Mr. Austin Brown.
What up?
Hey, he's a
What up,
he's a
man?
wonderful musician. He has new music coming up very soon. New singles that's already been released, but new album coming up next year. But we'll talk about that in a minute. We want to talk about basketball, right? We
Yeah,
both
man.
for the NBA. Uh, what got you into basketball, Austin?
Shoot, just as a kid, just growing up in LA, and seeing the Lakers. When I really started keying into the Lakers, it was past the Showtime era. The Showtime era was more, before my time. But my dad was a massive fan, and that was our team in the house. So definitely, I grew up with Shaq and Kobe being like the guys we looked up to, and I was avid basketball fan through watching the Lakers through the years. And growing up watching the Bulls and seeing Michael Jordan, he changed the game. I mean, I think I don't know. Maybe because I was younger, but I feel like the NBA 20 years ago, 10 years ago maybe was more of like I don't know. I feel like the NBA it's growing, it's getting better every year, but at the same time it had more of a wow factor back then because it was just you were just starting to see it in the mat in like the forefront of popular culture. So it was something fresh and it was something new.
Exactly. Especially, I mean, obviously the '80s. A lot of it, the whole Bird and Magic era was sort of became a blockbuster sort of thing. To watch the NBA and the superstardom of these players, commercials, endorsements. But then obviously Jordan changed the whole thing. But uh, yes. So LA. See, you're an LA fan, and so I can see. I saw in your new single California, which I love. It's an amazing song,
Thank
guys.
you,
Please
bro.
check it out. You're wearing a LeBron jersey, LA
Hmm.
number 20. Yeah, you're a
Yeah.
LeBron.
I mean, you know what? I'm a LeBron fan. I'm a big LeBron fan. I mean, first and foremost, this is a Kobe city. I will forever be Kobe. Kobe will forever be, what he sacrificed to be for LA and how he stayed here and was the consistency, and rest in peace Kobe and Gigi. I actually have a tribute to them in the song. But I love LeBron. I love what he represents. I love his longevity. I love how he is more of a cerebral player now at this stage of his career, but he still is running around like he's a brand new player. It's kind of ridiculous how amazing his athleticism still is and how long he's had this longevity for. So yeah, I'm a LeBron fan. I'm not really loving how I'm seeing the synergy of my team right now, but I think JJ Redick is a good coach, and I think he definitely knows his basketball very very well. I'm just curious to see how it all kind of works out.
You're right. I mean, they had a great run in the start of the season. They sort of were up and down a little bit, but then they came back for a
Hmm.
run, and then they had that straight. It was a 4 or 5 games straight they lost, and then LeBron was averaging in that run like around 16 points a game, and he missed like 23s, right? And so, but then he came back after that, and it's like, oh, so all the people say, oh, he's washed. They all ate their words because he's actually, and then he got a triple double. So
Hmm.
that's how he is.
Yeah.
But JJ, yeah, you're right.
I mean, the Lakers really it's at this stage of the game, the team is really ran by we live and die by Anthony Davis. The more and more he scores, the more and more he we can go to him as our main point system, and then we could just use LeBron. We could use we could use Reeves, and I forget this other kid's name who starts with this new rookie who's on the Laker. What's his name?
Connect.
Yeah, Connect. He's bad. He's great. If we could just continue having that synergy going, and if Vanderbilt, once we get him back from injury, we should have a better, rotation going.
Yeah, for sure. Especially defensively, he's really strong on that.
He's
And
needed.
uh,
He's needed.
yeah. What do you think of them putting um what's the guy what's his name with the funky hair? Oh, I can't really forget his name. He's
Oh,
on the
D'Angelo
bench.
Russell.
Yeah, sorry, D'Angelo. What do you think of them putting him on the bench? Has that worked for the Lakers?
I think they kind of had to put D'Lo to come off the bench. I think D'Lo is a great shooter, but he tends to at times be a streaky shooter. And if you're trying to catch a run, the first thing to break a run is a streaky shooter. And there was a flow system that I saw that was getting broken up. So I think by him coming in, he and kind of uplifting the team that way, it allows him to get into a better a better rhythm. It's like Mono. It's like how Mono Ginobili was, but Mono Ginobili was so consistent. You never realized he was coming off the bench. You never realized that he was not a starter because he literally would come off the bench and just mess you up. So I'm hoping that D'Angelo Russell could. I mean, I don't think we'll ever see another Mono the way he did it, but I would love to see if D'Angelo could give some Mono-esque performances.
Yeah, maybe a bit more aggression, like Manu,
Manu,
because he would
Manu,
he would posterize you as well.
dude, Manu was no joke, man. Kobe used to
Yeah,
always say how hard he was to guard.
so true. I mean, what a team that was, you know. But yeah, so I mean, that's the Lakers. But I agree with you with Davis. I think he's really well, he was a front runner for MVP at the start of the season, you know. So I still believe he's probably top 10. But he's playing out of his mind, especially from last season. But the start of this season, amazing.
Anthony Davis can score when he wants. Like he literally can. He's that good. He's always been a great player. It's just being consistent. And the league is so much different now. The league is a lot more fast paced. So you're running way more than before. I think that's because of the Warriors that it became more of a fast-paced league, trying to catch Steph and Clay when they were the Splash Brothers. But, by it, I think that's harming the actual progression of the big man.
Uh, Absolutely. But then the progression of the big man is Nikola Jokic, right?
Yeah, yeah, he's great. But I think he's more of a traditionalist still because he understands fundamentals. The reason why he's such a big man is that he literally knows the game so well that he can be a facilitator and a deadly shooter. He's not a one-trick pony. So I think you have to put him in like a different category of your average big man. No, I really do because he understands basketball on a whole nother level than most players in the league right now. And that's why the players always vote him as best player in the league. That's the players saying it.
And I totally agree because like you said, a facilitator, his vision is extraordinary, and to be able to find guys open. Obviously, the other players are always trying to get open, but he'll find them and he'll do
Yeah.
behind the back. You know, there's crazy passes. Him and Aaron Gordon coming up into the paint, sort of. You know, that's their thing.
Yeah.
What's
It's
he
crazy.
trying to do?
And then if he needs to, oh, sorry about that. And then if he needs to, he'll nail you on the three.
Yeah, absolutely. And the
So
three, so many options.
there's really no real options for him. So,
And he's one of the he's top five in rebounds and assists as well.
and he doesn't even jump that much. He just understands where it goes and how to get the ball.
Yeah, and he's sort of kicking in the face of all these athletic people, you know, because he doesn't seem that athletic at all. But I'm not saying he's not, but it's just sort of he's not some muscly dude, you know. He's not recognized for that at all, and he just slowly runs up and down the court.
But but when you understand the game and you don't have to have an urgency, don't get me wrong. I love a John Morant. I love a John Morant. I love a Derrick Rose. But the thing is, when you play hard like that, it's really hard on your body. And history will show you that with certain players when you play hard and fast paced like that all the time. But I think Jokic, he lets the game come to him. Same way Tim Duncan did. Understood the fundamentals. I think like Jokic, Tim Duncan, Olajuwon. They're like the three big men who understood fundamentals, who were facilitators, who you had to double team, but at the same time you couldn't double team him too long because he could dish right to your man in the corner. So it's just like there's no way to really stop him.
And yeah, Hakeem as well. I mean, obviously he had these post moves was phenomenal. He had an awesome mid range, rebounding blocks. I mean, he was the whole package. And
Footwork
and how
king.
many how many guys has he trained?
Oh my
Through
God.
the years.
I mean, I remember when Kobe said he was training with him when he was talking about that in the mid 2000s, before we got to the 2010s. And he you could see his game completely changed when he worked with Olajuwon. Just the footwork in general, the fadeaway, just everything. His lateral movements, all of that.
And this just shows how groundbreaking. Because I've never seen a big man since he came along that did what he did.
Yeah, no, and you won't see a big man. The closest thing you'll see to his own style of it is Jokic, I think.
Mm. Yeah, it's just really amazing. Yeah, it's exciting to see the NBA today. It's exciting. There's so many points scored. Do you think it's more boring now because that's what a lot of people are saying. The fact that there's so
I
many
do.
3 pointers.
I do think it's more boring now because of the three pointers. I liked the NBA when it was. I watched actually a game on YouTube. It was a game. It was a old Vince Carter game when he was on the Nets, and it was just everyone played so closed in. You have so much spacing now in the league, so you're able to get to your spots and everyone is really spread out. But when the league was more when it was more positioned in and you had to actually muscle and fight, I think it was more of a more of an aggressive but a more it was a harder league at that time because it was more physical. It was a sport. I think now it's more skill set, and which, hey, fundamentals and skills and understanding the game is extremely important. But I also think there's a part of it that is where you just have to just have that straight talent and core and just bulldoze your way through. So I do miss those days.
Exactly, exactly. And that's the game. That's the game today. And you probably saw some of the Olympics, right?
That was
So if you consider how the Team USA had to go through 60 NBA players or people with NBA experience compared to the Dream Team, not to put anything like away from what the Dream Team was all about, it just like the level of competition has risen globally.
Oh yeah, because of the dream team, because of Michael Jordan, because of those guys, the level of competition rose. I mean, you couldn't have a Kobe Bryant if he wasn't watching Michael Jordan. You wouldn't be able to have a Shaq if Shaq wasn't watching Moses Malone, or if Shaq wasn't watching um, Dr. J, and just you go so on and so forth. You just have like a progression of it. And I think at this era, we by far have the most skills. And it's way faster. You look at games compared to now to the past, the way they're running up and down that court. But I personally have a theory. I think the most important player in the league in the last 20 years has got to be Steph Curry. In a lot of ways, I'd say in the last 10, 15 years, it's got to be Steph Curry, because he changed the way the game is being played completely. He changed the capabilities of 3-point shooting. He changed the pace. you know it's all different. Every kid coming up was watching that, wanting to emulate that, and that's why the league is different now, because these kids were watching the Splash Brothers. It was crazy. When we were coming up, everyone wanted to dunk. No one was trying to shoot a bunch of threes. That wasn't the thing that was cool. It was trying to get it was trying to be able to dunk. And so Steph Curry changed the game, and the game has kind of taken a hit because so many people want to play like that, but he has a skill set that's we've never seen before. It's why he's the greatest shooter of all time, and he's still very much so in his career. So that's my theory of it.
Well, I agree. The last 10 years, absolutely, because it was the 2014 season where he had that breakout and he was shooting everything from past half court, just
Hmm.
and everything was a swish. Him and Clay were just killing it, killing everyone.
Everyone.
It's nothing I've seen before. And just the fact that he was so accurate from so far out, it was like out of this world. Like,
It was insane. And you couldn't you just knew a new team was here. And you knew a new sheriff was in town. That's what you saw.
mm, yeah, absolutely. Yes. Did you play in school at all?
I did a little bit, but my focus was music. Once music started hitting me, I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna injure my ankles or jam my fingers and not be able to play piano and guitar. I'm not gonna make my money at basketball. I'm gonna make my money doing music, because that's where I'm better than people at. I wasn't better than people playing basketball. Nah, that wasn't my like. I'm very athletic. I'm very good, but I like where I have an edge.
Yeah. I was just curious. Maybe you did, but yeah, I'm the same. Like, I never really played at school
Nah,
either.
I'm a
But
fan though.
yeah,
I'm a fan.
yeah, absolutely. So what about? Okay, what does Kobe mean to LA?
Oh
You're
man.
raised and born and raised in Cali. So just give me a brief run through.
Okay, and this will be I'll yeah, this is a good one for me. And then I want to end on this one because this is most important to me. Kobe was part of the fabric that makes LA LA. Kobe was like the brother in the household that you watched every night on TV, you know? He was he had this attitude, he didn't care. He was always handling his business, always looked like so much was on his shoulders, but he carried it with grace, and he didn't give a what you thought about him. And to me, that's why I will forever be a Kobe fan and thankful for that Mamba mentality, because I use it tremendously in my life today, to just get up, to keep going, to push through to learn your craft, to study your craft, to know everything you can about your craft, and to take your craft to the next level beyond where you think you can. And I believe in his dedication. I believed in his waking up early, getting your workouts in before people get there, getting your reps in. And yeah, a lot of he's a massive, massive influence for me.
And that's globally. I mean,
Yeah.
it really is. And talking about Mamba, just a little bit. It's just the it's not you got all these philosophers, this and that. You just see words, right? But
Yeah.
we have in the social media uh, era, right? Video footage and a track record of this man living up to this Mamba mentality philosophy, and so you see that, and you're like, wow.
He embodied it. He was it. That was who he was. And there will never be another like him. And I hope LA never stops tributing him and putting up murals of him, because he meant that much. And even years to come, people need to remember him. That's how I feel.
Yeah. Okay, let's have a brief chat about your music. Now, you got a new album coming out next year. What was the date?
Yes, it's coming out January. January, where it's looking like January the 14th, which is the same day the tour starts. It's called The Festival. Austin Brown and Black Castle, BLVK CVSTLE. Just look it up, and I think there's some great collaborators on there. I have some amazing, just it's been a great journey for me, and this has been a great journey this year. And I'm excited for people to hear this new body of work that I've been working on a very long time.
Yeah, so everyone check out his single, Black Castle's single California, and which is on all major platforms. Uh, and that's what I love is the guitar, because I'm a guitarist, you're a guitarist,
Yeah.
and your approach. Can you just give us a brief run through in regards to using the guitar?
My guitar playing, I've had a very interesting relationship, but I always use the guitar as this, it's like my own little voice. And I'm a chord guy. So I always try to have the melody speak. And if I can hit something and the melody speaks, then it kind of takes on its own world for me. So, Austin Brown, California, Austin Brown and Black Castle, California. Check it out. And America, check that song out. That just came out as well. And then the whole album is very, very guitar heavy. So I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you so much for your time, Austin. Everyone, check out Austin's music, Black Castle, and I'll link everything to that. And look, we'll catch up again very soon. I love talking about basketball with you. Love talking about music with you. Thanks again.
Hey, thank you, brother. Peace.
Okay. Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.